Hello YouTube, my name is Nick, and today I have a game of Domination on Underpass using one of my favorite guns, the AK-47. I am using a silencer, and my secondary I believe is the SPAS 12. And I'm not sure if I use it this game, don't think I do, but yeah. Got some Scavenger, Stopping Power Ninja, and Claymores with some Predator Harrier AC-130. And yeah, Underpass is probably one of my favorite maps, especially for using a silencer. I find that, I don't know, I just like using a silenced weapon here. You know, there's places to hide, there's all this like tall grass here, and it's rainy, and you know, people have trouble seeing you, so you can kind of be like stealthy, and yeah, so I use silencer and ninja quite often on Underpass. I used to snipe, but now I basically only use silenced guns like AK or the TAR, and that's basically my approach to Underpass. I always run up straight down that middle area there because you can take quite an effective cover running down there. So I always tend to do that, and yeah, there's a guy hiding there. He's trying to take cover under trains, and that's not as good as bushes. Bushes are much more effective than trains. This game I was going to talk a little bit about spawn control, because that's a very important thing to do, and to know how to control spawns allows you to control the map, which allows you to control the game, which basically allows you to get lots of kills and win every domination game. So that's something you should definitely know how to do. The textbook domination game would be to hold two flags, preferably A and B or C and B, and then spawn trap the enemy at their remaining flag. And doing this, you'd win about 200 to 100. You hold two flags while they hold one, and you basically get tons of kills. You just keep them in their spawn. You can, on a map like Underpass, where the flags are kind of in a triangle shape, it's an unfair spawn. I probably should have noticed that. When you see all of your team towards their flag, like if your whole team is towards the one flag they have and they're all kind of in there, they'll tend to spawn behind you, especially if you're me. So if you ever happen to be me and you see your team, no, but watch out for people spawning behind you. I die quite often because of that, but you just gotta check the map every now and then. If your team pushes in too much and pushes out their spawn, just be wary of enemies magically appearing behind you and shooting you in the back, because Infinity Ward likes... Ooh, die again. Ouch. Yeah, so watch for people spawning behind you. So when you're holding down two flags, the first step, obviously, you have to get the two flags before they can get their two flags. And basically, any map in Domination, there's usually a given flag for each team. You know, each team usually spawns, you know, 10, 15 feet away from a flag. So those are basically capped in most cases. But Underpass triangle map, once again, it's an exception. If you spawn at C and they spawn at A, usually your team gets C, they get A, and they get B. But you know, it can go either way. A lot of times I've seen the A spawn capture C and A, and then the C spawn all goes to B. So on Underpass, that's really unpredictable. I usually head towards C, prevent the enemy from capping it. If I don't see too many enemies, I'll cap it myself. If I do, I'll just hold it off until my teammate comes and grabs it. So I usually hold down C, and I like having them at A. I like having C and B and then trapping them at A. But trapping them at C works too. B's a little bit more difficult because there's more directions for you to cover. So once you have your two flags, you then have to basically not push in too much, and you gotta watch all directions. So to do this, you obviously have to know the general area where they're gonna spawn. You have to know, have a general idea of the specific spawn points for each flag, and then you got to know the routes out. So here at A, there's basically three ways out. There's this staircase right here, there's the main bridge, and then there's the opposite side where there's the really steep staircase, and that one building all the snipers like to go into. The middle of the map generally is watched, you know, without a doubt. It's very difficult to get knifed by a sniper here. It's very difficult to run straight down that middle bridge at A, so you don't usually have to worry too much about that, but you should watch the sides right at this staircase here and at the opposite end. You gotta watch those spawn, or those ways out. So basically, if you have a team of 2, you can usually hold the spawn A fairly easily, because your team will just hold the main bridge, and then you just have one guy at each side holding their spawns in. But yeah, so when you're holding spawns, you kind of want to be wary of pushing too far forward, because if you push the spawns too much, you're going to switch them around, and then you lose your spawn trap. So you kind of have to know the general area. Like, really, if I were really trying, I probably shouldn't go around this corner, otherwise I'm going to push out the spawn. But if you only have one person in their spawn, usually they'll just spawn like 20 feet away from you, so you can, like, I can go in here and not push out their spawn. You see some guy just spawned behind me. I just have to be careful. I have to recognize that by going into their spawn, that they are going to be spawning 10 feet away from me. Like, I killed that guy twice because he spawned there, but I knew he was going to spawn there again, because I was the only one in their spawn, so they were going to continue to spawn at A. But usually 2 or 3 people in their spawn starts to push it out. Another factor about whether or not spawns get pushed out are if somebody on their team is actually out of their spawn. Like, if their whole team is at A and you have 3 guys at A, they're still going to spawn at A. But if they have, say, one guy put on Marathon Lightweight or like Marathon Cold-Blooded and managed to make it out of their spawn to the other side of the map, then if you push their spawn too much, they're going to start spawning near that guy who made it out. So that's another reason why you should control their spawns and keep them in the parameters that I have previously stated. So that steep staircase there and the other staircase where I was showing you guys earlier, those are the places you gotta watch. Right here, I have an AC-130 and I'm gonna be calling that in a minute. And then the game's gonna end. But I think right here my Harrier is shooting like off the map. It's pointed off the map towards where nobody is, and it's just constantly shooting. So I don't know what they were doing with that, but I really like the AK. I like the way it sounds with a silencer and without a silencer. Anyways, AC-130 here, owning them. So yeah, just make sure not to push their spawns out. Right here we cap all 3 flags, which you really shouldn't do in Domination, but it gets done. And yeah, some owning with an AC-130. I use AC-130s because you get cool points if you use them, or so I've been told. And yeah, end of the game, 200 to 99. So it was fairly good. We managed to trap them at A for most of the game. It's not always going to happen right away. Sometimes it'll take a bit of time to get them in their spawn trap, but go ahead and try it. Comment, rate, subscribe, or something. I don't know. See you guys later. Bye.